I never thought one simple swipe on Tinder would change my life forever. 2 years later, I'm still haunted by a girl who lives on the other side of the world. And now, as I prepare to move across the globe, I can't help but wonder, was this all destiny or just a painful mistake? It all started completely out of the blue. I wasn't even looking for something serious. But then, her profile popped up. Her smile, her eyes, the way she described herself, it just felt different. We matched instantly, and from that moment, we couldn't stop talking. Day and night, message after message, call after call. It was like we had known each other forever. But there was one huge problem. Right at the beginning, she told me she was moving to Australia. She had just gotten out of an abusive relationship, one that left scars, both physical and mental. She wanted a fresh start, far away from everything that had hurt her. And honestly, I couldn't blame her. Here's the twist though. I had always dreamed of moving to Australia myself, but I never had the courage to actually do it. Suddenly, meeting her made that dream feel possible. It was like fate was pushing me in her direction. We decided to meet in person before she left. Just one date. I wasn't sure what to expect, but the moment I saw her, sparks flew. We spent the entire weekend together. We went to a festival, laughed until our stomachs hurt, stayed up late talking about everything and nothing. When the weekend ended, she didn't even want to go home. I had to put her on the train, and the look in her eyes nearly broke me. Because just 4 days later, she was leaving for Australia. She wanted to see me again before she left. We tried, but life got in the way, and we didn't make it happen. And then the day came. She boarded that plane. As she walked away, I called her one last time. I told her good luck, but I couldn't hold back anymore. So I asked her point blank, "Do you want me to come with you?" Without hesitation, she said yes. My heart exploded in that moment. It felt insane, reckless, impossible, but real. She was going to start her life over on the other side of the world. And somehow, she wanted me to be part of it. From that point on, we were inseparable, even from a distance. We texted every single day. We called every night. She supported me through one of the darkest times of my life. Because the truth was, I wasn't in a good place. I had suffered a complete mental breakdown from work overload. I was unemployed. I was lost. But she was there. Even though she was thousands of miles away, she made me feel like I wasn't alone. And I tried to do the same for her. She was scared. Starting over in a new country is terrifying. But I reminded her every day that she was strong, that she was brave, that she could do this. Together, even apart, we pushed each other forward. But time has a way of testing even the strongest bonds. Month after month passed, and I still wasn't ready to move. My recovery was slow. Money was tight. And after 15 long months, she finally said the words I'd been dreading. She couldn't keep doing a virtual relationship. She needed something real. And I had to accept it. So we ended things. But here's the crazy part. It didn't last. Because like magnets, we couldn't stay apart. Just a few weeks later, we started talking again. By then, I had made real progress. I was working again. I was saving money. I was finally preparing to make the move. We dreamed together again. We talked about the future. We even discussed names for our future children. It felt so real, so close, like we were just waiting for the day when everything would finally fall into place. Everything felt perfect. For the first time in years, I was finally moving in the right direction. I had a good job. I was saving money. And soon, I would be able to follow her to Australia. But then, things started to change. It was subtle at first. Her messages got shorter. Her calls became less frequent. She seemed distracted, distant. Around Christmas, everything came crashing down. She confessed she had been going out a lot, clubbing, partying with 21-year-olds who were living their best life. And suddenly, she wasn't the same girl I knew. I didn't judge her. I mean, she had been through so much. Maybe she needed to let loose, to forget the pain of her past. But deep down, I felt her slipping away. Then came the blow I wasn't ready for. She told me she had grown close to a guy over there, a friend who had asked her out, and she was planning to go on a date. My stomach dropped. It felt like my chest had been ripped open. But I couldn't stop her. I couldn't control her. I wasn't even physically there. So I just said, okay. The night of that date, I barely slept. Every hour, I checked my phone. I couldn't eat, couldn't think. I kept picturing her smiling at someone else the way she used to smile at me. But then, she texted me. She said, it wasn't marriage material. It was going nowhere. She came home straight away. And I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe that maybe, just maybe, I still had a chance. After that, things seemed to settle down again. We kept talking every day. We planned. We dreamed. I told her I was close to saving enough money. She encouraged me. She asked about my plans. It almost felt like we were back on track. But then, out of nowhere, she dropped another bombshell. She admitted that things with that guy were progressing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Just months earlier, she told me it meant nothing. Now, suddenly it was something? I was shell-shocked. I felt betrayed, confused, like the rug had been pulled out from under me. All those plans we made, all those late-night conversations about our future, had it all been a lie? I pulled away. I had to. I couldn't keep giving my heart to someone who didn't know what she wanted. But just like before, she came back. She always came back. This time it was different, though. Our conversations were awkward, full of silences, unanswered questions. Sometimes she wouldn't reply for hours. Sometimes I wouldn't know what to say. It was like we were stuck in this strange, painful limbo. And yet, I couldn't let go. Because the truth was, from the moment I met her, I was head over heels. She wasn't just another girl. She was the girl. The one who made me believe in something more. I knew she had tried. She waited for me for a long time. She gave me more chances than I probably deserved. But now, everything was tangled. Messy. Unclear. She told me she wanted to see me when I arrived in Australia. And I didn't know what to think. What would she want from me? Could I hug her? Would we just be as friends? Could I even see her if she was still close to someone else? I wanted to believe she had a heart of gold. I wanted to believe she wasn't a cheat, that she wasn't playing me. But I couldn't ignore the way she had changed. She wasn't the same loving, supportive soul I first met. She was lost in partying. She even quit her dream job. It was like she had become a completely different person. Meanwhile, I was ready for something real. I had done my partying. I was ready to settle down, to build a life, to finally commit. But she seemed to be running in the opposite direction. And that tore me apart. Because deep down, I still believed in us. I still believed that if we saw each other again in person, sparks would fly, just like they did that very first weekend. And that belief, it was strong, maybe too strong. The closer I get to making the move to Australia, the heavier my chest feels. It's supposed to be exciting, a fresh start, a dream finally coming true. But instead, all I feel is dread, because she's still in the picture. Not fully in, not fully out. Dangling somewhere between friendship, love, and something else I can't quite define. And I can't tell if I'm walking toward happiness or heartbreak. Every time we talk, there's this tension, this invisible wall. Sometimes she's warm, asking me about my plans, telling me she wants to see me when I land. Other times, she's cold, distant, slow replies, awkward silences, half-hearted answers. It messes with my head. One minute, I feel like she still cares. The next, I feel like I'm just some afterthought, a shadow of her past. But here's the thing. I can't forget her. No matter how much I try, no matter how much I tell myself to move on, she's burned into me. The way she laughed, the way she looked at me during that first weekend, the way she said yes when I asked if she wanted me to come with her. It's all still there. Every memory, every spark, and I can't erase it. So I keep asking myself, what happens when I finally see her again? Do I hug her? Do I look her in the eyes and pretend we're just friends? Do I confess that I never stopped loving her? Or do I walk away and protect myself before it's too late? Because there's another problem. She isn't the same person anymore. When we first met, she was caring, grounded, full of dreams. Now, she's out partying every weekend, surrounded by younger friends, chasing distractions instead of stability. She even gave up her dream job. She's lost, drifting, and I don't know if I can pull her back. And yet, my gut keeps screaming that if we're face to face again, it'll all come rushing back. The connection, the chemistry, the feeling that we're meant to be. It's like this unshakable belief inside me, even though logic tells me to let it go. But here's the climax, the breaking point. She told me she's getting closer with that guy. Not a relationship, she says. Just closeness. Do you know how confusing that is? She reassures me one moment, then admits there's someone else the next. It's like living in a nightmare where nothing makes sense. Part of me wants to scream at her, to tell her she can't have it both ways, that she can't keep me on the hook while exploring something else. But the other part of me, the part that still loves her, stays quiet, because I don't want to lose her completely. It's torture. I feel like I'm trapped in this endless cycle of hope and heartbreak. One day, she's mine in every way except physically. The next, she's slipping through my fingers, choosing a different life, a different man. And now, with the move just months away, the pressure is crushing me. I picture it over and over again. Landing in Australia, seeing her, feeling those sparks ignite all over again. But then what? What if she's still tangled with him? What if I finally risk everything, only to find out I was never her choice at all? That's the moment I realize this isn't just about her anymore. It's about me. It's about whether I'm strong enough to face her knowing I might get shattered, or whether I need to finally let go, even if it breaks my heart. Because the truth is, she's not fighting for me anymore. I'm the only one still holding on. And holding on alone is exhausting. I keep asking myself, what's the right move? Do I see her when I land in Australia? Do I risk reopening every wound I've been carrying for 2 years? Or do I walk away before she can hurt me again? She says she wants to see me. But what does that mean? Does she want closure? Does she want friendship? Or deep down, does she want the same thing I want? The chance to start again? The truth is, I don't know. I don't think she knows either. Because this girl, she's lost herself. She went from the most supportive, loving soul I had ever known to someone I barely recognize. Partying every night, surrounding herself with people who don't care about her future, throwing away her dream job, and choosing chaos instead of the peace we once dreamed about together. Meanwhile, I've been fighting to rebuild myself. I crawled out of a breakdown. I found a good job. I saved every dollar. I'm ready for stability, for a real life, for a family. And the gap between us has never felt wider. But still my heart won't let go. Because when I think back to that first weekend, I still feel it. The sparks, the laughter, the way she looked at me like I was her whole world. I've never felt that with anyone else. And that's the torture. Because logic tells me to move on. But my heart tells me there's unfinished business. That if I walk away without seeing her, I'll regret it forever. So here's where I am now. In just a few months, I'll be in Australia. She'll be there. And at some point, I'll have to make a choice. Do I meet her, knowing it could shatter me? Do I hug her, knowing she might already belong to someone else? Do I try to be her friend, even though it feels impossible? Or do I finally, once and for all, say goodbye? I don't have the answers. All I know is that I still love her. And no matter what happens when I get off that plane, a part of me always will. Maybe we'll find each other again. Maybe the sparks will reignite, and everything will finally fall into place. Or maybe I'll realize that sometimes love isn't enough, and the past can't always be recreated. Either way, I'm going to find out. Final reflection. Life has a way of pulling people together and tearing them apart. Sometimes the timing is right. Sometimes it isn't. And sometimes the hardest thing isn't losing someone, it's deciding whether to hold on or let go. Final question to the audience. If you were me, would you meet her when you land in Australia or finally cut ties for good?